Hey, what's up there, YouTube friends? It's Grumpy Gamer Dad here, and this is the second of my, I've actually given them a name now, the second of my videos. I'm calling them miscellaneous mashups, basically taking a bunch of items of the same theme. They could be Legos, they could be Funko Pops, they can be pins, whatever, putting them all together in one big video. I did this before with the child and the child merch. And this is the second video I'm doing. Just something to give me something to do during this quarantine time. And maybe you can sit around and watch the videos on YouTube. I don't know. What else are you going to do? So, like I mentioned, the first video focused on the child, also known as Baby Yoda. This one features the bad guy himself from the Avengers movies, Thanos. So, yes, this is a pin, and I will get into that. So for this one, I've got a Funko Pop I'd like to share, that pin that I just showed you, and there's actually a Thanos Lego set that we're going to check out. So let's get into this, shall we? So I'm going to actually start off with the pin that I already showed you. This is a fig pin, and this is an extra large one. It's as big as my head. I picked this up at GameStop, and it's been out for a while. This is the endgame version of Thanos. It was discounted, actually, which is probably why I picked it up. It used to be $24.99, and I got it for much, much less. Normally, I wouldn't take something like this out of the box, but I think to really get the magnitude of the size of this thing, I am going to. It is number X9. I don't know what the X means, but probably extra large. All I can say is I've taken it out of the box, which makes me a little nervous because I typically don't take things out of the box. And it is still a very, very big pin. It's a very heavy pin. I actually could not see myself putting this on a lanyard. It's got 3 pin backs. I just want to show you these real quick. It's with this little plastic stand, which is basically what it is. It's a pin back. But it also acts as a stand, as you'll see here. Here's a closer look at that extra large Thanos fig pin. As you can see, it stands on its own. And just to get an idea for the size, that is a standard pin on a pin card. And this is more than twice the size of the pin card. There's a lot of good detail on it, obviously, for a pin this size. There's Thanos looking like a conqueror that he is. Notice that he's got the full Infinity Gauntlet on. But again, one of the greatest details of this pin is it stands on its own. Now, the second item I want to show you is this. The newly released Thanos Funko Pop. This is from Avengers Endgame. This is the Thanos that we saw at the beginning of Endgame. He's all tore up and broken because he has used the stones to destroy the stones. Spoilers, if you haven't seen Endgame. Something that you can do on Disney+. I believe, I don't have a price on here, I believe it was $9.99. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's number 592. Now, unlike the Avengers Infinity War, where I had pretty much the whole set, this is the only Avengers Endgame pop I collected. I had gotten out of pops between those 2 movies. Here's a look at that Thanos exclusive Funko Pop. If I zoom in here, you see his face is burnt, much like we saw at the beginning of Avengers Endgame. And his hand is actually separate. His gauntlet is separate from his arm after Thor did a number on him. You can actually attach that if you wanted to. And you'll note that all the Infinity Stones are missing from the gauntlet, which means he had just used the Infinity Stones to destroy the Infinity Stones. Now, the last item that I want to show off here is this. It's a new Lego set. It was, I think, $9.99. There's a couple of these. There's a Spider-Man also and an Iron Man. Perhaps those are future videos. Who knows? But it's a Thanos mech suit, basically. 152 pieces of Lego-y goodness. And we're going to put this thing together, see what it looks like. Finally, here's a closer look at that Thanos mech figure Lego set here. Everything's articulated. The chest piece opens up. Thanos will come out. Here's a closer look at him. And without his helmet. He only has one facial expression. You see here he's got the Infinity Gauntlet with the stones, and the arm and the fingers are all articulated. That's what he thinks of everybody that tries to stop him from using it. And he doesn't stand very tall. In fact, if I put him side by side next to the fig pin here, you can see that the fig pin still towers over the Thanos mech. That's about all the time I have for this video. As usual, like, subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to post more there as much as I can anyway. Until next time, this is Grumpy Gamer Dad saying, stick around for more Disney pins, stick around for more Legos, and keep popping. Oh, and I will do bad dad jokes after the end credits because we could all use some cheering up. Alright, so that was the end of another miscellaneous mashup video. So bad dad jokes, because, well, why not? Why don't you iron 4-leaf clovers? Because you should never press your luck. Why were the grapes sent to bed so early? Because they were starting to whine. Aww. What kind of dog guards a vampire's castle? A bloodhound. There you go. Have a good one.